Slurp.
Episode 11.
We're back.
We are back, man. We so happy to be back with y'all. Been a crazy last couple months. I mean, insane last couple months. But we definitely happy to be back. Happy to be giving y'all these real talks, real conversations. Say, how you feel? How you feel?
I feel like it's so nice to finally have time to record an episode. Like,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Say, how you feel?
not the freaking nuts.
How you feeling? You feeling good?
You.
All right.
The promise with the nuts.
Yeah, my bad. You right. Y'all forget the nuts though. All right, we back.
We're here.
So here, man. We
We finally have a little bit of time
Yeah,
to pod, so it's nice.
it's nice.
To have this time with y'all. So I'm excited. Let's get it started. We got some spicy topics
Yes.
for today.
I do got some great topics for today. So we coming at y'all with some real heat conversations.
Sizzling.
How much? Topic 1. How much disrespect should be allowed in a relationship? And when is enough enough? All right, so y'all know we avid love is blind, watchers, and we stay tuned for all the shenanigans and
this was one hell of a season.
Well, this season was wild. In this season, you were given a sight into what it looks like when you not only manage to get together people that are all in with the process, but you also get people that maybe didn't come on the show for all the correct reasons, I'd say. It was definitely...
You could say that.
It was definitely one of the top seasons in my opinion, just as far as
Drama.
That's it. I mean,
I feel like the other 3 seasons were pretty much relationship based.
yeah.
Like, and not to say that this one was not relationship based, but I feel like we tuned in, and a lot of people tuned in
more so
to see how the personalities would clash or get along or
just
what these people were going to do or say next, because some of the stuff that they said was just
so
wild.
it was a particular vid that's been going around that had 2 obviously of our more
Controversial,
hated. I think it's a wide range of feelings on both individuals, and I think
we're going to talk about it today.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with that. So we're going to play that clip.
I can't love you because I'm attracted to Josh. I just saw Josh, and there is some chemistry.
So what was the talk about?
It was him basically confessing his feelings.
What are you saying to me right now?
I don't want to be with you anymore, and
You want to be with Josh?
I will find that out.
Okay, Jackie. That is very hurtful.
I'm just telling you, Marshall, that I just can't be with you. I can't.
I would like the ring back because I don't think that you deserve it. Because you should never have accepted my proposal.
Well, I'm gonna keep the ring because I accepted it because I wanted to marry you. Everything I told you in that pod was real.
And you know what? I don't even care. You can keep the ring. Every time you look at that thing, whatever you do with it, I want you to be reminded that you passed up on something great.
Okay.
Man, oh man.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot to unpack.
I'll let you go first. How do you feel about that?
Man. So, just in my opinion, so we played this clip, guys, because it definitely goes into the topic. At some point in time, relationship, friendship, even in business, co-worker, boss, when it rises to the level of disrespect that we just witnessed right there, you gotta. And so how I tie this stuff into relationships is because I feel like a lot of men and women have a very high tolerance, it feels like, for disrespect when it comes to relationships. Me watching this clip when it happened in real time on the show was just outstanding TV, because because I'm trying to figure out exactly in that moment how low Marshall could have sunk through that couch. Like how low he could have sunk through that couch. Now, even if as a man you want to have the most of your pride, feelings out there, I don't show anything, just the level of his face and me being able to tell he was just brought to hit the bottom of the floorboards of the house. Because, and just to give y'all some backdrop on some of this on this situation, Jackie had a choice between the two in the pause. Okay, she goes with Marshall. If any of y'all watch this, probably should have went with Josh no matter what happened. If you watching, okay, because some of the things that she spoke about with Marshall that she supposedly healed from, she never actually healed from those things. And she displayed a personality type that would match more Josh. Anybody watching it see that? Okay, but let's be honest. A lot of the nice guy appeal to Marshall played into her picking her fine. We get it, right? Because he is a great guy. But sometimes a great woman and a great guy don't lead to a great relationship and a great fit. And so that's why vibe, being able to feel personality and things of that nature are so important. Mm-hmm. So we get to this. So we get to, now we get out. Okay, Marshall, probably not your cup of tea, not your speed. That was evident from Mexico.
That was evident from when the reveal happened.
Oh, exactly.
And she was like, ooh.
Okay, so probably not your speed. Okay, that's fine. We can all understand that and take that.
I don't know. On the Vile Files, he said he's a freak.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, hey.
That's what Marshall said.
Oh, man. Hey, well, listen.
Hey, if I was fighting for my manhood,
yeah.
I would say the same thing.
Well, freak or no freak. So
he was not her kind of freak.
So we get to this point in time, and we just sitting there, and I'm like, hey.
Well, and the worst part is he had gone to the tux fitting.
That I think that's the part that killed it.
And she didn't go to the dress fitting. At that point, why don't you have this conversation before you embarrass this man?
And then, so you know it never happened. And that's what killed me about the whole reunion. Because she would have swore that happened. I don't believe in my mind that Marshall's going to show up to a tux fitting. You don't go to the dress fitting. He comes back and you have this conversation. Because you didn't show up and he knew and he found out. You have this type of conversation with this man as if you couldn't have done this beforehand if that's what you were going to do. Because something said, something told him to go get this tux.
Right.
Now, some people say, TV, it's nothing in on God's green earth would have sent Marshall to a tux fitting when I knew you weren't going to get a dress. So I guess for me, at some point in time, it's a level of disrespect that happens that has to be addressed. It can't be walked around. It can't be misplaced. It can't be, we'll talk about that later. That's not no. And I think oftentimes when people know they can disrespect you, they know they can treat you any kind of way they want to. Mm-hmm. So that's why sometimes, and I say this, guys, just listen to me. Yes, it is a point in time where you need to be smart and bite your pride, but it also is times you got to let people know. Because if not, sometimes in certain settings and times and place, things will continue to go in that manner if they see that they can do that to you. And so just to kind of watch him in that moment, in that time, and then the audacity to say, I'm going to keep a ring because I accepted it. Like, what? And then who would even want it if it wasn't for other purposes? Because you're not going to wear the ring. You're not going to put the ring back. So we know what's going to end up happening with the ring, more than likely. Nobody.
Well, and at first when I heard it, I'm like, Marshall, why do you want the ring?
Ring.
But when you watch a reunion back and you hear his reasoning as to why he asked for it, it makes sense. Like, it's a symbol of his love, and he didn't feel that she deserved it anymore. But I also think, going back to what you said about having conversations, is that, like, we need, as adults, need to learn to nip it in the bud. Like,
Oh, my God. Yes.
Marshall, I understand he has, we don't know him personally, but he comes off as this kind, caring, empathetic gentleman. Really, that's how he portrays himself on TV. And we don't know what happens behind closed doors, but Jackie didn't care whether she was behind closed doors or on national television. She let her flag fly. And I feel like the conversation when they were in the closet, when he's like, you wanted me to be aggressive? Well, here I am. Like, he needed to have that sort of
Energy. Exactly.
He needed
I'm
to
with
have
you.
that
I'm
energy
with
in
you.
Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't. It was almost
when
like
she was acting up. Because, and I think, like, as an outspoken person, I know sometimes I can be a lot for people. I mean, I'm not saying I'm Jackie, but I think we all have an opportunity for people to be like, oh, that's enough.
That's
And
it.
all it takes
Hey,
is 1 second to be like, oh, maybe I was.
What? That's what I'm saying.
Maybe I did cross a line, or I pushed a button that I shouldn't have pushed. And that's okay, as long as you do it in a respectful way. And, like, nothing Jackie ever did was respectful.
Not one thing.
It was cowardly. It was just so sad to see unfold, and to see Marshall kind of be put through the ringer for that. And
I give him this for taking the high road, because he took it a ton. And I think it's a lot of times he had ample opportunity and grounds to say certain things. Even to this day, he has not said. And you may have said, okay, well, he didn't get to see them, and he didn't. But no, I think even when he saw them, he would have got at them, but it would have still been in a respectful Marshall way.
right.
What I'm oftentimes saying is, at some point in time, people got to be checked, because it was a lot of times that he had opportunities to check and he did not. And so what happens? Again, when people think and feel like they can disrespect you, they will continue to disrespect you. They're not going to change. Why? Because at that point, I know I can really treat you as I please, which oftentimes leads to me being able to do whatever I want with you to get you to, like, so it's times where I understand it, but even in relationships, oftentimes we got to understand it is times where things have to be checked. Because if not, this is what you get. And you get it not on a small scale. It starts to become a huge thing that continues going. Because once people know that, they don't stop. Especially the type of person that Jackie was. Because Jackie was almost asking for that. So with her,
she did ask for
that's what
that.
I'm saying. So with her, it would have almost been better to do that. But again, and I'm going to say this lastly, before I turn it back to you, sometimes people just are not great fits for each other. And I understand, and the thing that killed me with Marshall was this whole overarching theme that he was going to keep marching forward. And that's the craziest thing, because I think oftentimes in life we do that a lot. Because it's easier to push forward with something terrible and then restart and try to start anew. So we'd rather go to hell pushing something forward than start over again.
The thing that I think made the Marshall and Jackie dynamic as viral as it is that so many people can relate to it on some sort of level. Maybe not in the same context, maybe not to the same extremes, but at some point in time, in any of our relationships, we've had a Jackie and we've been the Marshall, or vice versa.
Vice versa.
And
that's why I hate to disrespect people, man.
And I think it's important to realize you may have been the Jackie in some situations and you didn't even realize it. So it's easy to paint Jackie as this horrible villain because that is what she projected herself out to. But now she had to watch that back on television
Okay.
and see herself
Yes.
in rare form.
Yes.
And she can choose to grow from that, or she can choose to just continue on being that type of person that she is. And what she does with it is her own.
It's her own,
and I think
yes.
that that's a challenge that we all face every day. When someone does check you, do you choose to lower your ego, take the feedback, and grow from it? Or are you going to get defensive and fight back and then stay in the same place as you always were?
Yeah, that part.
And I think that's also a lesson from the whole Jackie Marshall dynamic too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. So we'll switch gears up here a little bit. But still on the relationship theme and talking about those things. Okay, so, cause this topic number 2, man. It's one that honestly and truthfully, I just think is just the smartest idea on planet Earth. But we do live in a traditional world in some senses still, and it's still a lot of traditional people that feel that way.
Okay.
So but should you live with your partner first?
Yes.
Should you live with your partner first
Yes.
in a relationship before you move forward with marriage?
Yes.
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 Okay. I mean, it's nothing. Like, it's nothing else to say, but it to me in 2023, it's very naive to even consider.
Okay, so let's circle it back, right? So you're asking, as a 30-something-year-old person, yes, my answer is yes. I've gotten used to living on my own. I have developed my own habits. I have my own space. I want to live with someone to see how that merges together before we make a lifelong commitment. Now, if we were to go back when we were younger, right? Like, think.
So you think you would have made that decision?
Let me just talk for a second. Let's just talk through this, right? If you were straight out of high school sweethearts,
Okay.
and you were young, you were each living in your parents' home, do you think you'd have the same perspective?
No. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally
I
not.
think it depends on where you
Yeah,
are.
Totally definitely would.
Where you are in your life. If you have no experience outside of your parents' home, I think that fits the more traditional route, right? But as we get older, you go off to college, you live on campus, you get your own apartment with roommates, then you buy your own home by yourself. I think you have a whole different perspective on your life, and you have so much more to lose if it doesn't work out. And what you've built is your own. Like, that's a huge commitment. I think the whole marriage thing is a whole different story. We can talk about it on another podcast. But, like, I don't think I could marry somebody without living with them first. Because what if you live with them and they do these they're disgusting.
Well, that's one of my greater points that I'm trying to make. Okay, so ladies, fellas, like, just some advice from the heart. Relationship, dating, when you get ready to take that next step, it needs to take a lot of thought, a lot of genuine, just taking a step from looking at your parents to looking at other ways. I'm talking about you need to really look deep within yourself, because that is a decision that could change your life forever. And sometimes I just think we act as if that decision is just kind of like, oh, okay. No. Like, picking the wrong partner has set people back, has lost people jobs, has lost people careers, have lost people their lives. Like, so some of these situations, we can't keep just kind of treating it like, oh, it'll be okay. Oh, she don't really do this, but I like this. I'm gonna try it out. Oh, he don't take care of this, but when we live together, it'll be. No, it's not. So oftentimes, if you don't want to take that step in a large amount of time anyway, you know why. Okay, so that's just a fact. So, but if you do get ready to take that step, you never really know a person until you live with them. You never really know a person until you see their day-to-day activities, what they do, what they don't do, how they react when something breaks, how they react when something goes wrong. And you can't learn these perspectives, how they are with money, how they are with even their friends, how they are with your friends. You never get to experience some of this stuff in a real setting unless you live with them. Because I can go out with your friends, we go out to the club, they are great, I ain't never spent 1 second with them at a nice house party or a genuine event where you sat down. So I don't really know these people. Mm-hmm. We go to a bar, sometimes people inebriated, some people not, some people halfway inebriated. It's a good time, we throwing back. But I don't.
And you go home to your own space.
Exactly, and I don't really know these people.
I feel like it's easier to put on a facade or paint this beautiful picture happy ending when you're not dealing with people day in and day out. You're not seeing them in their full glory.
You're not.
Because when I get to go home, I can unwind, I can let loose. But when you're in that dating phase, I feel like until you live together, you're not really a couple. Like, it's fun and games.
And so
you're playing house and sleepover parties.
And that's it. But you're not with them day to day. And that's what I tell people, like, that's when you know a person. That's when you understand if you truly can deal with the things that person is imperfect on.
Yeah, and what if they just irk your nerve when you're just sitting in the house? Those are things that you have to deal with for your entire life.
And that's why I say synergy and vibe is important, because even when things are not okay, you can at least feel like they'll get back to that point. Mm-hmm. And you understand the person wavelength just enough to where you kind of understand what's going on, what's triggering this. Or you just asking the right questions. But again, a lot of these skills cannot be learned unless you live with people. That's why people that take that gamble is amazing to me, because you really don't know. And like I said, it's some major things that have to be learned by living with people. Mm-hmm. The first thing is their level of cleanliness, because that's a deal breaker in a lot of relationships. We don't want to think about some of this stuff, but it is. And do you know that people really jump in a relationship with people and didn't know that? They don't clean up. So it's just kind of like, at the end of the day, I understand certain traditions, this and that, to each their own, but that could be a mistake that could set you back years on years on years, and it's not one to be made carelessly. So I'm not doing anything and taking that step until I've lived with you and actually see if we can do life together.
Right. Because
oftentimes some people just can't. Commitment in sports. Sarah, you go ahead and take it away. You know this is important one for me. I just want to hear your.
You get what you put into it. I think that sports can come in different shapes and sizes depending on what you want, right? Like, you could be an avid fan, you could be an athlete, you could be a recreational athlete, but it's very important to be clear on what that sport is to you, what you want out of that sport, and what you're willing to put in. And if you want to be great, it takes consistency day in and day out and sacrifice. And I think that's what a lot of people forget, is they see all these professional athletes, they see the success and the glamour of athletics and sports, especially professional sports, and they don't realize or take the time to research what goes behind these elite athletes. And even at our level, we're far from elite athletes, I would say. We're just everyday humans. But even at our level, if you just want to excel at what you do and be great at this level, you still have to be committed. We still have to go to our jobs and decide every single day that we are going to train. It would be so easy to come home and take a nap or, do things that other people our age are doing. But instead, we get out of work, we go coach, we go train ourselves and coach a little bit more while we're training, and then sleep-ish maybe a little bit, and then start all over again the next day. And I mean, I don't know about you, but people ask me all the time, like, when do you have time for yourself? What do you do outside of the sport? But I think that that's where we can both agree. Like, we've committed to what we want to accomplish, and we will work until we accomplish that goal. So that's how I feel about commitment in sports.
So like this one important for me. Very. Just from a place of, I just think a lot of times we just take the things that we've been blessed to do for granted, you know. And I think that there's this overarching theme nowadays that being great is an easy process. It's an overarching theme that being great means cutting every corner in order to get there. There's an overarching theme that being great will not take any amount of energy that you may have. And those things are just incorrect. I hear people all the time talk about what they want to accomplish, what they could be, what they think they can be, what they might be. But it's a level of commitment, a level of work ethic, a level of hunger that you got to have if you're going to take that next step. And a lot of people don't have it. And I'm okay with that. As a coach, we see it all the time. People talk, but they don't actually put the work in. People talk about doing things, but they don't actually do it. People say they want to be great, but they never, ever put in the necessary time to be great. So when we say the word commitment, it means that we have made a decision to devote ourselves to being the best we can at whatever it is that we trying to do. Okay, but yeah, that's going to take some sacrifice. That's going to take some sleepless nights. That's going to take some extra work. And so I think nowadays, because of social media, because of a lot of these things, because it's a lot of happy, all that, so we don't understand that it's a lot of hard, dark, scary, nervous times when you trying to be great and you commit yourself to something bigger than yourself. It's some times where you don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know if you're going to pull through. It's sometimes a doubt. It's sometimes a fear. So when you commit, I think everybody around you knows it. So that's why it's always interesting when people try to fake commitment, because it's not anything you can fake. I know if you dedicated to your craft. I know if you're working. I know if you care to do the extra work, if you care to show up on days that you're not supposed to be there. And, you know, ultimately, yeah, we do sacrifice time and things of that nature, maybe even relationships at a certain point in time if it's something that's important to you. So when we talk about commitment in sports, in order to be elite, great, amazing, it's going to take everything you got to do that. And oftentimes, most people will say they are committed to being elite, great, special, but they don't work to be elite, great, or special. So
That was great.
hey, I get it right every now and then. Okay, so we gonna come back to a new little thing we trying here. Man, I'm glad.
And by we, he means
I'm glad to introduce this. I really am. It's called Blazing Fire Topics, man.
It's getting hot in here, so take off
Each person will get 1 minute.
oh god.
1 minute.
We'll give him the 2.
1 minute to share their feelings on the topic.
Are you gonna start a timer?
Yeah, I'm gonna start a timer. So here we go. First Blazing Fire topic.
You're starting.
First Blazing Fire topic. This season of Love is Blind.
Okay. Time is ticking.
Um, So this season of Love is Blind
Y'all better
was-
call him on the time.
was terrible. In the fact that it had some of the worst people I think we've seen. So when you say that, what do I mean by that? You just had a bunch of people, in my opinion, half of the people were dedicated to the process, half of the people weren't. So when that happens, what can you do? You get situations like Jackie and Marshall. You get situation where maybe people wasn't as honest as they should have been with the process going in. And so, hey, you end up here.
You were trying so hard to make sure you did. Make sure you finish in time. You
I
got
did.
4 seconds. 3,
Hey, man.
2,
Y'all heard me.
nothing.
Go ahead, Sarah. Give your Love is Blind.
Okay.
Give your Love is Blind song.
All I have to say about Love is Blind is I don't care about anybody else. I'm just so happy that Brett and Tiffany got married. I'm sick of talking about everybody else and all their bullshit.
Shout out to the Browns.
I am just so happy for them. Like, so happy. And I was a huge fan of them from the
Shout out to the
beginning.
Browns.
This
Love
is
the
my
Browns here.
minute. Okay, sir? Thank you. I'm also happy for Zach. I really, that was your guy. You were Team Zach. He kind of looks like a mad scientist to me. I was definitely more of a Brett fan, but
I'm Team Zach.
yeah, I don't care about anything else. I'm just so glad that they're married and happy and in love. And I hope they stay together forever like our favorite season 1 couple. We can only hope. And cancel Nick Lachey and his wife,
Oh,
Vanessa.
my God. They
Boo.
canceled. All right.
Boo.
Good. We love it here. Okay. Blazing 5 topics. Oh, okay. Here we go. A minute. See if you've been talking about this. Probably not, but that's okay. That's what they for. NBA playoffs. Go.
I'm going to Boston this weekend, and I hope it goes to a game 7 so I can go to a game. That's all I have to say.
Dang, man. It's a lot of time now. All right. We just going to skip your time. Man, NBA
I know you
finals-
have a lot to say, so I'm
NBA finals
greeting you.
are so amazing right now. If y'all know, Sacramento and obviously Golden State in a very tight series 2-2. Lakers obviously playing tonight right now. They're up 2-1 the series on the Grizz. Just last night we watched the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, superstar in the league, up and coming, push the game again, push it to a 3-1. The Timberwolves still down 3-1 to Denver, but we'll see what they do. Can they come back? But if you're not tuning in, make sure you're tuning in to the NBA Finals, man. NBA playoffs, I'm sorry. Because right now, y'all are missing some great basketball if you are not.
Did they sponsor us and I didn't know?
Hey, we here.
Anyways, I couldn't watch the games yesterday because I lost
Oh, my
Wi-Fi.
God. All right, here we go. All right, blazing. I like this. Don't you?
Are you making us
All right, so, here we go. You ready?
Oh, no, I have
know
a
this
great
one
idea.
you going to know.
Wait,
New music. New music. New
What?
music.
I don't
this
have
week.
anything to say about music.
Why?
No, because
Did you not
listen,
say it with the music?
I want... What?
What? You haven't been listening to
No,
new
I
music?
want you to make us a theme song. Can you sing the Blazing?
No. Blazing 5. That wasn't good enough?
What
All right,
is it?
okay, so look.
What is it?
Blazing 5.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, like 5 topics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said fire.
Oh, my goodness. Man, what's that?
Okay, do it one more time.
Blazing 5.
Okay. Anyways,
Hey, all right.
Go.
So it's,
New
hey,
music.
man, hey, y'all need to really check out that Love Scars by Young Blue. Man, I'm telling you, Casamigo Nights, great album. Please go check that out. Y'all know some new Young Boy done hit the streets. Young Boy normally flood everybody with music and content. Sure, some bangers on the album. Y'all go check that out. That DJ Drama. Okay.
Okay, but we're going to have some extra time. Bad Bunny came out with a new song recently at Coachella. It's a really sad love song, but we clearly have 2 different tastes in music, so...
Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. I know
You
this.
would like it. If you translated
Yeah.
if you translated the words, it really gives sad boy energy, like
Oh,
you really
okay.
love.
Well,
You know?
yeah, but we ain't in that. No sad boy energy. But look, here we go. Why these people trying to get banned TikTok? Oh.
Ain't nobody trying to ban my TikTok. Who's trying to ban TikTok?
Sarah, all the lawmakers right now.
Oh,
are
yeah,
banning
they are.
TikTok. Why do you think that is? What's wrong? What would you say is the
I'm tired of
Maybe.
lawmakers. That's where I'm at,
All right. Well,
especially in Florida.
so
Okay, back to TikTok. But no, but I really think that lawmakers want to ban TikTok because it's a huge platform right now with a lot of influence. And so without control of what is being delivered, they can no longer control the message to the people.
I like
Ding,
that.
ding, ding. Where's the buzzer?
Yeah, I think we got about 12 seconds. 11 seconds.
That's all I have to say.
10 seconds. But you hit that right out the park. I don't even have to come and follow up on that because that is the reason. It's a
But
lot
I don't
worse
think
things.
it's gonna get
So
any
But it's a lot worse.
legway.
But it's a lot worse things going on that need to be handled. So
Okay.
So in order to kind of shift the focus and take people attention off that, so we're gonna try to beat this. But we only trying to beat that because we feel like people are influencing people too much, and we don't have overarching stake or control in that. And so here we go. Now we'll throw in the fact that we think, other countries manipulating it. Okay, all that's be said. But it's other things that we need to be trying to work on, and that's really not even up there at the top.
Yeah.
But why is the focus on that? Because that's a low hanging fruit. That's easy to target that.
And if they
So-
were intelligent, they would use TikTok to their benefit because there's so many young people on the app that they could actually get these young people
Yeah.
involved in their communities, in politics,
Yeah.
in making their
But that's only if you was trying
Leverage
to create,
the platform.
If you was trying to do something positive with the platform. But
Productive,
that's
yeah.
another story for another day.
That's another blazing vibe.
Oh wow, you got a nice Blazer 5 voice. I ain't gonna lie. All right, last one. I guess I'll carry this on. Okay, so the weather forecast for this week, my good people. We are currently, it's still Monday.
Sunny with a chance of meatballs.
Y'all are gonna see this on Thursday, and Thursday is gonna be the first time we probably see sun in a while. We'll see sun in the early mornings. You have a low of 65, a high of the mid 80s all week, but it will be balmy pretty much all day with a slight thunderstorm and lightning and rain in the afternoon. Rain will kind of come and go at certain points. Y'all know this, Florida. So you will be dealing with this for about 2 days. Thursday, you'll get a reprieve. And I'm sorry for you guys, but it will be a very soggy weekend. So that is the weather report. Blazing 5.
Listen, if y'all didn't know how much he's been waiting his whole life to be the weatherman,
Hey, man, here we go. Here we
honestly,
go. Hey.
I'm pretty sure he just lived his childhood
Hey,
dream.
man, we here. We bringing the weather to y'all. All right, so
I
y'all keep
asked
the
if
raincoats
he
on
would
you.
wear a suit
Oh, no. But y'all keep the
to
raincoats on y'all
really
this weekend. Y'all might
deliver
need them
this
tomorrow,
home.
too.
I don't even check the weather because he'd be the freaking weatherman all the time.
Hey, we love y'all, man. We so happy to be back.
Are you
And
cutting me off?
I don't know. Oh, you weren't done? My bad.
I don't know what the weather is. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Hey, man. Episode 11, Talks Beyond the Barbell. We love you.
Bow, 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 bow.